everybody, it's Rebecca Gabrielle here for another daily card reading. Thank you for joining me. It's Monday the 23rd of November. Now, I actually did a card reading this morning. I raced out the door, had my gym gear on and went for a walk and left the card behind. So you got an ad-lib free reading for the card that I pulled this morning. But here I am and redoing the reading or giving you an additional perspective on today's card, which I pulled from the Queen of Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. And the card that I pulled this morning is Acceptance. So what an interesting card to have during this period of transformation that we're having. How are you going at accepting exactly where you are right now in your life? It is a bit of a struggle, part of the human condition, for us to actually accept what really is, to be honest with ourselves about where we are in the present moment. So, usually we can very easily bargain with ourselves, especially when we've gone through something challenging, to want to go back to the past and make the past our reason, our justification, our story, or even to project into the future. But really what Spirit is asking us to do right now is to accept exactly where we are in this moment. And how easy or difficult is that for us to do that, to accept our current situation, to really go into that space of being able to be honest with ourselves, to say, well, this stuff has happened in my life and this is where I find myself today. This is the reality of my situation today. And that's a big thing to do. That takes courage. It takes a lot of inner truth and honesty. And it's not until we're able to do that, to really say, this is exactly where I am today, mentally, emotionally, physically, in your life. It's not until we do that that we can actually start to courageously look at the next steps in our life. Regardless of the chaos around us that we may perceive around us at the moment, it's not until we're able to accept our situation, accept perhaps the choices that we've made and the results that have given us today, that we can start to make change. I think the human condition can often trigger us into wanting to resist change, because change often represents a lot of pain and discomfort. Especially if that has been our experience in the past, it's the first thing that we're going to think of whenever somebody says, well, it's time to change. No, I don't want to go there. There can also be a lot of resistance around it because we have fear about what we imagine is going to happen if we do take steps towards change in our life. Well, what will that mean for me? Am I going to be more vulnerable, experience more pain? Am I going to expose myself to the rest of the world? I'm a little bit afraid of what I'm going to see, afraid of what I'm going to see in me, and afraid that others will see the real me. So fear can play a very big part of this acceptance process that we go through as we are changing and transforming ourselves. It is confronting. We can be triggered to want to retreat back to the way we have been, where we have been, to in that moment of, well, gosh, if I have to do something and I have to be honest about where I am today, I may not like what I see, I may not like me, I may not cope with the change or what I believe will be the change or what will be expected of me. And so we start to bargain and we bring back the stories of where we've just come from. We relive the illusions that got us in this mess in the first place, and we justify not changing. And we can very easily loop and believe our own self-talk and our own stories, which, let's face it, may not have worked for us if we're struggling in this moment right now. If what we see in ourselves and our situation right now is not where we want to be, then repeating the past is not going to help us. So yeah, it does take some strength, some inner strength to accept you, everything about you in this moment. But be brave, my friends, because Spirit is obviously recognizing this is your moment. This is your moment of change and transformation so that you can move forward in a very positive way and progress and learn and grow so that you're a better version of you. So that whatever has been, you are now stepping up and improving your situation, improving who you are and your experience of life. So can we take on board that opportunity to accept ourselves exactly where we are? It is a gift of self-love when we do this. When we accept all of who we are, the good, the bad, and the everything in between, as I like to put it, that is an act of love towards ourselves. And if we're truly committed to growing and wanting to change and improve our life, then we need to accept wholeheartedly and honestly where we're at today. And that means accepting perhaps the mistakes we've made, the choices we've made that have led us to this situation. But it's also accepting the brilliance of who you are, the beauty of who you are, and all of the positives of who you are. So let's not make it about crucifying yourself in this moment. It's not about that. It's about taking an honest look at all parts of yourself, all areas of your life, and go, okay, I'm here today because I've made these choices. I need to reevaluate my career maybe, my health, my relationships, my finances. What are the things that I'd like to improve? You may not necessarily feel you need to improve all of those things, but there's going to be something that resonates for you that's causing you to reevaluate your choices and where you are today. When we accept that fully, and accept the fact that there may be a little bit of chaos and discomfort while we accept that and while we go through the change, before order is restored, before harmony is restored in our life again, and we can start to see forward movement and progress. So let's be honest about that. Yes, we've got to do the work. We've got to do the inner work. So where do you start? This is a good place to start. A good place, the next step would be to say, yes, I'm acknowledging I need to accept my situation with all truth and honesty for myself. Perhaps you might like to write down a few things, some reflections that you've had in this past week or two about yourself and where you're at. And please don't make it about anybody else. This is about you. Write down a few areas, things, some aha moments that have come to you, some realizations. And if you haven't had any, it may be that prompt again to go into a quiet space, return to that quiet space and go, okay, this is what I actually know. This is what I know about myself today and where I'm at. Start with that. So let's not fear the change. Let's see this as an exciting opportunity. You've already probably hit that point of having had enough of what has been in the past. You've already been pushed to that point, so now you know you want to have change in your life. Now you know that you can't stand being in the fear, in the pain, the stress, the anxiety, the discontent of where you have been. Let that be a beautiful catalyst for you and an opportunity today for you to say, I'm going to own this. I love my life. I love who I am. I want to be the best that I can. And know yourself here and know that it's only you that can create this change. First of all, by your decision and then a heart and soul choice as well. So see this as an opportunity, and rather than focus on any fear about change, focus on the opportunity that you get to feel better. You get to feel progress and growth in your life, and that sense of loving you and committing to you. So my friends, know that The divine is helping you. You're not alone on this journey. We're all doing this. We're all going through this. You're not alone. Honour you. Love yourself enough to accept wholeheartedly your truth and where you're at. And decide for yourself what areas of your life you want to change. Understand what it is that you can change in your life. And separate what you know you can't change. You know, there are some things that we need to accept in life, and that's things that we cannot change other people. There are some external circumstances we can't change. And the opposite of acceptance of also is wanting to control things. Wanting to control other people and our circumstances, and even that desire to wanting to understand everything is a version of control. Perhaps we just need to accept that we won't get to understand everything, but we can accept what is right now, what we know to be true for ourselves right now. Another aspect that came up this morning too around acceptance is letting go of our expectations and accepting what is. So sticking to our expectations and sticking to what always has been, our thoughts, the way we've done things, the way we've grown up, our background, our philosophies, our beliefs. And it's not that you need to discard those things, but sometimes we need to have that flexibility to be able to say, well, I accept that not everything's going to go my way. And there are some things in life that you can't change or influence. There's also things around timing, and that it's so important to accept that as we work with the divine, there's a divine timing to things. So change in our life, we can change some things for ourselves, and we've got the choice to review and evaluate and shift our perspectives and start creating better, more positive habits in our life. There are other things though that come under the divine timing, where the divine is working to coordinate other events and to work with the energies of other people. So sometimes timing is not in our control, and we need to release from that. So it's accepting that we don't have control over everything as well. So that is the reading for today. I hope that resonates with you and that is helpful to you on your journey. I will upload this to YouTube, Instagram and Facebook along with the text for this. Now before I go, I want to remind you, as I have done a couple of times this week, I am offering to you guys out there for the holiday season a free gift voucher when you arrange and purchase a reading with me. So for an hour's reading and then 30 minutes of sort of coaching and consultation around that, some interpretation of the reading specific to your circumstances, for the value of that you get a free gift voucher to give a family member or a friend. And this is just for the holiday season, so you need to purchase it up. You've got until the 20th of December. And that's my offer to you. So if you'd like to take up that offer, please private message me or send me an email, rebecca@livingwithspice.com. All right, my friends, lots of love to you. Have a fabulous week, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye now.